Hey guys, how are you guys today? How are you guys? Welcome back to my thoughts on everything. So today we have a really special live show. This is for the people that wants to do business in Ghana, Africa. So can you hear me, guys? Can everyone hear me? Let me know. Let me know. Can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, so today we are having a really special. Okay, Golden Heart. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, okay, today, hey, vegan vibes. How are you, vegan vibes? How are you? Yeah, so for the people that wants to do business today or in Ghana, I have invited, or we have some contact. I had some contact with Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko, and he's going to talk a little bit about doing business in Ghana. And we are going to take it step by step for everyone that wants to know how to start over there and how to do business in Ghana, so, or Africa. Yes, 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 thank you. Yeah, so this is what we are going to talk about today in the live show. So I can see that there are not a lot of people watching right now. So share this, people, share this and invite more people. Yeah, so I know how important it is for people that wants to move to Ghana, move to Africa, that they really need a way to sustain themselves in Africa or wherever you go, but Mr. Darko is going to talk about how to do business in Ghana and how to do business in Africa. So this is what he's going to explain us and to prevent everyone from making mistakes that is unnecessary. So I have been following Mr. Darko for a while right now, and I can say that he really knows what he's talking about. So this can be a really important live show for everyone that is interested in doing business. So guys and girls, what do you think? What do you think about doing business in Ghana or doing business in Africa? When you are going to Africa or to Ghana, are you going to do business over there or not? Okay, so let's start. I can see that Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko is over here. And let's start with inviting Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko. Before we start the live stream, I want to tell a little bit about Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko. Mr. Darko, he is an engineer and he is an entrepreneur. He is a writer of 2 books with titles. One, Perspective, and in this book, he says about, there's a line that I really liked. And what does it says is, science was what I did because I qualified for it and not because I knew how science was and what I wanted to be. But it turned out to be a good decision studying mathematics, physics, and chemistry. And the second book that he wrote was Streamline, How to Teach Yourself Money. So these are really 2 important subjects. In his book, he talks about how he grew up and what he needed to overcome to get where he is right now. So, like I said, he's an engineer and an entrepreneur and is fighting for a better Africa and Ghana. KWABENA Obeng Darko knows a lot about Ghana and is one of the few that has made a lot of videos about doing business in Ghana. For me, he's a successful entrepreneur and an engineer and having a great time in Ghana right now. I have been following him for a while now, and I can tell you guys and girls, he has a lot of interesting things to say. And most important is that it's educational, especially if you want to move to Ghana, Africa. KWABENA has a YouTube channel with 639 educational videos and is ready to teach you about business, money management, and many more. Guys and girls, here is Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko. How are you, brother? How are you?
Hey, my brother. Good.
Good. Nice to see you. I have a lot of questions for you.
I'm ready for you. Nice to see you as well.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about you and about you growing up in Ghana.
Okay. My name is KWABENA Obeng Darko, as you said. Born in Ghana, bred in Ghana. I was born to Asante mother, Akan family, someone Asante, in the Hafo region. The place is called Yamfo. I schooled there up to JHS. Now they have changed it. It was actually JSS that I went. And then I went to Opugore School in Kumasi for secondary school. And then I went to university in Kumasi as well. That's the first degree. And then I went somewhere to do a second degree in Europe. My mother is a nurse. We are 4 in the family, or five in the family. My brother and 3 other ladies. My father and my mother, they live in the US, actually. They've been living there for 20 years or so now. Yes, but I live in Ghana with my wife and 3 children. And we have tried to learn how to go through the structures of ours and how to build something for ourselves.
Okay. Nice to hear. Okay, the second thing that I want to ask you is because I have read a little bit about you, and you are a person that has the education, but the question is, what drives you to stay in Africa and help build Ghana?
Now I understand your brain, and I know you have a very powerful brain. So,
Thank you.
I'm sure what makes you happy is thinking. I think you think a lot.
Yeah, you know me.
Yeah. What makes me happy to live in Ghana is the fact that when as an African, wherever I went, whether it was in America or Europe or any other place, I didn't feel like that was a place for me to live. I think I never experienced where somebody will think that you are not an intelligent person because you look black or because you come from Africa, until I travel outside the continent. And somebody that you are far more intelligent than is trying to tell you that you're not intelligent. And for me, that's I couldn't put those things together. So yes, living here is far more gratifying for me, and to see the little contribution that we can make to make our country what it has to be. So For me, it's just the living. It's just the fact that you have a skill, and I think that no matter what you know, where you apply what you know is so crucial, because what you know has to be applied in a certain place. You know, if you put the fish in the air for the fish to fly, it will be very difficult for the fish to fly. And you will say that the fish is not smart, but it's because you change the environment for the fish. You know, if you send the fish to water, you see that the fish is that intelligent. So environment is crucial. And for me, no matter what, I think here is far more, you know, where the game is. That's what I think. But then it had to take a lot of information to really see, you know, the opportunities that we've been born into.
So for you, it's you really believe in Africa and Ghana and, you know, the growth of it, because like someone like you can easily go to America, Europe, London, UK, and perhaps do an extra education of 1 year, and you will get a good job, you know. And so it must be love, right? Because I know that when I was in Ghana, a lot of people that are going to good schools are going to leave to go to the diaspora, to America or to Europe. So why not just go to America with your education, you know?
I see, once you are born in this environment, the TV, the education that they have given us, what we see the white man has done to all of us in Africa. They have been able to promote their countries as if there's no even poverty, there's nothing like lack. So even if you are born in Africa, even if you are born in Ghana, you are very conscious of the culture, of the traditions. Then you are not conscious of the structures that run the world against yourself. So until you know, you will think that if you go somewhere, you have a better chance. I don't think it's right. What it takes to create a lot of wealth beyond salary is far more deeper than just saying that I'm going to travel to America or I'm going to travel to England. You know, because if you trade man hours, there's not so much you can make with your man hours. But if you're able to build something structurally, then there's no limit to how much you can make. And for me, there's no other place to make those things happen than in Ghana. The people who live in Ghana who think that they have to travel is because there's a lot of information that, you know, there's so much that eats our esteem as African people. There's so much miseducation. There's so much that we don't know and we are not able to put together. That's why you can see a lot of Africans, doctors, engineers, who think that if they get to America, they'll be better. I think there's more of education that they have to do, because if you depend on the kind of education they've been given, by the time that you are through at the tertiary level, you will believe that if you go out of Ghana, you will be more successful. And that is so shallow. It's not true.
So what I understand is that the skills we need it in Ghana, Africa.
Yes.
Because or else if it's not enforcing, making Africa better, greater and better, it's doing that to America or Europe, making them bigger, stronger, and better, right?
Yes, but even that, the so-called opportunities that for me, the opportunities are superficial. Okay, so for instance, they say that 70 to 80% of household income in America is 100,000, as you have not been taxed out of it.
Yeah.
Now 100,000. If you take tax and you take what you eat, how much are you able to save within a year? It's not much. You know, so those systems run on credit.
Yeah.
In Ghana, we don't run on credit. We run on what we have. So you have a lot of people. When you came to Ghana, you will see provision shop people. You see people trading everywhere. What usually we don't know is that if you put their numbers together every month, what most of them get You'd be amazed. If it's about money, and the numbers don't add up for me. If I want to become a millionaire, if I want to become maybe have 10 million, 20 million, it's not so much practicing as an engineer outside Ghana. No, it is here building a structure, building a business, and trying. You know, and over time, I've seen a lot of successful people who have done this all over. Even if you don't have education. So if it's about money, then the question of it's tough in Ghana is not really the question. It's more of what do you know about money?
Exactly. It's the management of the money.
Yes, the knowledge.
Yeah.
The knowledge. What do you know? What do you know? What are the things that you know that will make you worthy? And what do you even call worth? And what are the parts that you know? Most of us have been trained to be employees.
Exactly.
And that's the essence of school. So when you're talking of money, most people don't understand the numbers, So where the money is, we don't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what I've seen when I was in Ghana?
Yes.
I have seen that it's a really, really rich country. And however, there is something that is not being educated to the people, that they just don't grow, And I believe it's the money subject, because the money thing, it's really, really important that people knows how important it is. Like, I have a book that has changed my life. It's The Richest Man of Babylon. I don't know if you know this book.
Yes, I read it long ago.
Yeah. But after I have searched for, I have been an entrepreneur since I was like 19 years. When I was 17 years, I played in a band and I traveled around the world. Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you good.
Yeah, so I traveled with the band, and what happened is that I have got to know a little bit of success when on young age. But what happened is that till the book, The Richest Man of Babylon, I never knew what to do with what I got, where to invest it, what to do with it. But when I read The Richest Man of Babylon and more books, there were more books of like Tony Robbins and, a few more books.
Yes.
This changed my life because The Richest Man of Babylon is saying, it's giving you the exact numbers, what you should put aside to gain wealth.
Yeah.
So this is when I saw it over there. I thought, just one simple book can change a lot of people's life. Just one simple book. True or not?
Absolutely. You're right.
Yeah, and what I believe, it's really, it's a wealthy place, but only thing is like, I believe, I don't know for sure, but the money management is really important, and this is worldwide. This is not only in Africa. This is worldwide, that people just don't know how to deal with money.
Yeah, it's true, because the education system that they design all over the world, especially for us as Africans, if you track the history of our education system, it was designed so that we could be clerics for the Europeans, or read the Bible for them. It was not designed for us to become successful and to become entrepreneurs and creators and innovators. Unfortunately, because they educated the first batch, and based on the content they gave them, they also tried to repeat the same thing. So a lot of our heroes are not people who created a lot of wealth with this kind of education. So you will see a lot of our ancestors, a lot of our forebears who were so rich, but they didn't go through the education system. The moment they entered the education system, it became a problem, because then they took the identity from them, they took the content from them, which they could use in the culture, in the environment, to create wealth. So it's more of the education. That's why when you come to our country, most of the people who try businesses, majority of them, are people who didn't get much education, what they call education or school, those who didn't go through a lot of these, you know, because then they have nothing but to try and to keep pushing. So the managing money issue is true. But you see, the forces that fight us are many as Africans. The forces are many. The school has tried to extract who you are from you. The religion is also doing the same thing. The media has done a lot of damages, you know. The government institution is also there. The government infrastructure is designed so that if you want to build business, there's some kind of frustration in it because it's still very much colonial. If you don't, I mean, it's very much colonial, the system. So the system will fight against wealth creation on the right path. You know, so the systems, the things that fight us are many, but then that's why we need a lot of higher knowledge. And the moment you're able to get higher knowledge, then you can see all the opportunities.
Yeah.
You will never be frustrated in the system because then now you understand it constructively. You understand where we came from, where we are, and where we are going. You know, you understand yourself, you understand your people. So nothing will frustrate you, even if people try to do whatever they want to do, because then you understand the disposition, you understand the mindset that they have. And for me, the fact that somebody is in Ghana does not mean that they understand Ghana.
Yeah.
In terms of productivity and wealth creation and business, no. It does not mean that they understand the structure. No. You know, and it's not only here, it's all over. They have really done it. For instance, I'm sure proud to you coming to Ghana, there was an image you had on Africa. You know, who created that image? Because we didn't own the network, the TV networks. We didn't own all these institutions. So somebody intentionally created this kind of image. And that image that you saw, the same image that I saw, maybe I was in Ghana, so I saw it, but they created the same image on Namibia, on South Africa, on Togo. So if I've never traveled to Togo, for instance, what is the image that I've seen on TV on Togo? You know, so if I want to travel, I would rather want to see Holland. I want to see Germany. And then you will see a lot of our people who have also been there. But before you can understand those systems there and how they operate, there are in books that are not on the bookshelves. They don't teach how they built those systems in school. Even the white people themselves don't even understand how those systems were built. You know, so it takes a lot of searching to really understand how those things were built so that somebody can replicate it. And so it's a program, and it works in favor of European made than any other group, you know. And now with the help of internet, and a lot of people are finding out that when you come to Ghana, it's not just somebody, a child with big stomach, you know, begging you for money, but you can see a lot of Africans who are very much successful and very informed. You know, and that image they will never show.
Yeah. And regarding the poverty and the child,
yes,
what I have seen is that, I don't know, you can say it to me, but none of the kids that I have seen looks like they are hungry. They look healthy. They just look like normal kids.
That's right. But you see, in every society, what I've seen about what the powers that run this world have done is that when it comes to Africa, they will pick the very bottom and extrapolate it and define all of us with that. And then when it comes to the West, they will pick the very top and define themselves with that. What it means is that they will define all of us in Africa with the poor. And then when it comes to them, they will define themselves with the top. You know, meanwhile, there are a lot of them who don't have anything.
Exactly.
So the average person somewhere in Europe or America will think that they are far more successful than the very successful person in Africa, which is so much like, but it's a system. They had to do that to keep their interests. They had to do that to keep us not believing in ourselves. They had to do that to separate you from me. You know, the only reason you are black is because somebody was moved from here.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
I mean, the only reason, no matter, you are not black because what? You are black because somebody, some ancestor somewhere was moved from here, you know, to the Caribbean, to America, somewhere, you know, and they had to make sure that you and I never agree. You and I never come together to own the continent. You know,
Exactly.
so they have to create a lot of information for you to believe that you are better off living there than to come to Africa. Because Africa
You're right. And you know what I've seen in Africa is that the cars that are driving over here in the Netherlands, Europe, they are over there, and you have all the luxury over there. What defines Europe and America, you have it over there.
Yeah.
And everything it's over there. So this is one of the things that when I went there to Accra and I saw this all, I thought, it's not the image that they have shown us from
No, not at all.
on.
Not at all.
It's always the kid with hungry and still today now, if I turn on the television, you will see commercials about Africa and the little kids.
Yes.
Still today. So, but yeah.
And the thing is, those who run those adverts, those who lead those institutions, they were told lie. And they are still very lazy to come and check. Sometimes they could even be intentional about it. Let me tell you something. There was a time that Ghana's economy was in trouble and they ran to the IMF. Okay. And then the new government took over. And the things that they gave us, they thought that maybe it will take a while for the economy to recover. What they don't know is that there is a lot of wealth in what they call informal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money that you can use their models to calculate. So if you use their models, then we are poor. But if you don't use their models, there is a lot of wealth here. A lot of the houses that you saw here are not on mortgage. Those are houses paid for.
Exactly.
How can you say that in the countries that they are running on mortgage, you say that those that houses are paid for, those are rather poor? So there is a lot of maybe parameters that we all have to change as to how they use them to measure us, because fundamentally, in the minds of those people, those institutions, Africa must be poor, and therefore, even if when they are deciding and they are finding and they see progress, they will still go by the biases. So it's really not like that.
Exactly. But you know what it is that when I was in Ghana, I've spoken with some people, and also from the gold mines.
Yes.
And what the man was telling me is that, like, now they are doing business with Lebanese and Indian people and white people, I think from Germany people. But they prefer to do business with, like, someone of a black person from the diaspora, America, UK, Europe. However, they also think that we over here, we have really rich and powerful people, black people in diaspora, and they can do business with them, So what I've seen is that they really want, in Ghana, they want to do business with black people, but in their mind they think the white people, they are the wealthy one. So I think that it's all coming up, it's all coming up, and with all the YouTube videos of people going back, it will, in like a few years, we will do business with our own people, and then it's going to be a game changer. But we need to keep on pushing forward. This is really important for everyone right now.
I agree to that.
So what I want to ask you, because there are a lot of diaspora people that wants to go to Africa and do business. This is going to be a basic question. And by the way, everyone that is watching right now, this is just the part 1 of our live sessions about business. This part is the first part where we're going to talk about how to start business, doing business when you just arrive in Africa? What are the first steps? And the next video, it will be a little bit more advanced. So, okay, the question is now, okay, Mr. KWABENA, someone has just arrived in Africa for the first time, and she or he, they want to start a business. What are the first 2 steps or 3 steps that they need to do to get it on?
Okay.
So what's the steps?
Okay. So what I understand is that the person should be somebody. Maybe they are somebody. The person is somebody who's already into business, you know, so they may understand how a business is run. That is one. Or the person is somebody who is a technical person or professional who is working somewhere, who is trying to start a business. Or the person does not have any job at all. He's not doing anything anywhere. Then he's come to Africa or to Ghana to start a business. Each of them will need different kind of conditioning. You know, if you're already in business there and you're doing it, you understand how business is done to a certain limit in a particular environment. Now, if you come to our country, it's also there are basic things that you must settle before you even go through the official steps. You know, so some of those the person must settle. Because sometimes people come and say that, okay, I'm a nurse somewhere, I'm a teacher in America, but now I'm going to Ghana to start a business. Whether you're a teacher or your business person, when you come, the business is neutral. Business will react. So those things must be well understood. That is a risk that you're taking. There will be a lot of problems. There will be a lot of challenges. There are skill sets that are needed for you to start a business. There is a particular mindset that you must have. You know, there are milestones that you must set for yourself. If those things are settled, then we can say that, okay, which area that do you want to look at? Is it agriculture? And even if it's agriculture, in the value chain, which part of agriculture are you looking at? Are you looking at farming? Are you looking at maybe livestock? Are you looking at processing? Are you looking at just, you know, commercializing the product from agriculture? Or are you looking at maybe the input, you know, the farm input? Which side of agriculture do you think you have an expertise in? So being able to focus on a particular area that there is need for that and that you have expertise is very critical, because that is mainly a major part of the problem solved. You know, so you have to understand the industry. Maybe it's an IT, maybe it's property development. You know, it could be anywhere. Maybe it's in the health sector, maybe it's in sports and education, maybe it's in entertainment. Whichever area that you want to go, you must know that you are really bringing it down, you know, to a particular area that you're really passionate about, you have the skill set for it, and then you want to pick from there. You know, if you're unable to identify that, then it becomes scattered. So let's assume that somebody has been able to identify a particular area. You know, once you have been able to identify a particular area, Ghana is now open to a lot of our brothers and sisters. People have a lot of. I'm sure when you came, you saw a lot of people who live all over and who have been here for years. You know, they have been here for years, 30 years, 40 years. Some of them go and come. Some of them have bought houses here. I think that it's better you talk to those who have gone through that here. Get proper information from them. Those who are building businesses from them. You know, from the government sector is open. You go to the office of the president, there's a whole unit that they have given to diasporas who want to resettle or who want to come here, whatever that they want to do. There is another unit they call GIPC. Their website is gipcghana.com. It's Ghana Investment.
Let me write.
Yes.
GIPC. Yeah.
GIPC.
Dot.
Okay, so let me send you in the private. GIPC.
.com.
GIPCghana.com. That's Ghana Investment Promotion Center.
.com.
They have a lot of data there. and they have
Okay,
secretariats
so,
there and get a lot of information. But a
so
lot of the times,
can you tell more about what you said about for the diaspora that is coming back?
yes. So depending on the kind of level that you want to pick, they deal with a lot of people with huge money who want to go into mining, major investments, you know. Or maybe you can mobilize your partners and you identify a particular field. Maybe you want to go into oil, maybe you want to go into gas, you want to go into mining, you know, you want to go into major retail or in the fashion sector, or you want to do big commercial farm. If you're able to mobilize a lot of money like that, that is the best institution that you have to deal with, you know, and they are very much trained to deal with our people, you know. So that is one. And then I mentioned of the Office of the President. That is in charge of the diaspora. Their website is also there. You go to the Ghana government website. It's there. You know, there is another one that Ghana Export Promotion Authority. You know, that is GEPA.
GEPA.
Ghana.com. Ghana.org. GEPA Ghana.org. That is Ghana Export Promotion Authority. They also have a lot of information on where people want to move product. You know, maybe you may not want to go and do the production itself, but you would want to build international market for the products that are produced here. You can also get in contact with them. They'll be able to help a lot. You know, so, and beyond that, those who would want to just go through registration of businesses in our country, and maybe they want to start a small business, those ones, they will require of you to register the business if you want. A lot of the times, people even do a lot of things before they start to register, you know. So I know there are a lot of diasporans who have bought houses here, who if you go by the legals, the legalities, maybe it will be a long time, you know. But Ghana is that much open. You know, so long as you're here and you're not doing a lot of evil things, I don't think there is a lot of controls and things that prevent any of us from owning anything in Ghana. So it's much open. They only don't want, you know, just as any country, they don't want the things that are not done well. You know, so the Registrar General's Department is what is responsible for that. I think their website can be, where is it? rgd.gov.gh. You can find them there. They have Registrar General's Department. That's rgd.gov.gh.
GH.
Yes. rgd.gov.gh. So there are a lot of institutions that are interconnected. The moment you identify the area you want to go, they will also tell you the regulators in that area as well, depending on the kind of business you want to do, depending on the volumes that you want to do, depending on the investment that you want to do. You know, but for me, if anybody is in a position to enter, let's say, the retail businesses, you know, what they call, you know, the big shops, and you can mobilize a lot of investors. Almost everywhere is open, and that's a fact. Almost everywhere. That's why you can see the Indians, you can see the Chinese, you can see the Europeans.
Exactly. But now, okay, this is for the people that has like, to say it, $400,000, $250,000 to invest, and you know, and do business. But for the people that has like less money, I was talking to someone a few days ago, and this lady, what she wants is, she wants to open like a marketplace, online marketplace, and she wants to sell only shoes of the local African, local people in Ghana, and ship them to America, Europe, or whatever. For this kind of persons, there are more of this kind of people, entrepreneurs, than the ones that will come and invest like 500,000.
Okay.
for this, and these are the small entrepreneurs that most of the time they are providing the biggest chunk of the I think they call it in America GDP, or the gross domestic product, some of those kind of things. Okay, if we now can lay out the process for someone that just wants to go to the local shops, buy some products and ship them into the world as African original product. What are the steps for someone to register their business and start doing business in Africa? So we start with baby steps, but can be multiplied in like millions of people, you know?
Yeah.
What are the first steps to do this kind of business?
Okay, so just as you said, okay, those who are doing big volumes, there's a lot of regulations. Yeah. Those of us who would want to start, when you came, if you wanted to go with any handmade product from Ghana, you could have just bought them, declared them at the port, and you could have sent them without any much paper regulations, you know, paper documentation. The thing is, when you live in the European countries or in America, those areas, there's a lot of paperwork and a lot of regulations, and we seem to carry the same thing to Africa. A lot of the times, we are not so much strict on those, especially when you are starting with you're starting from a very low level. There's not much control. So as you start, whatever that you want to start, ask the question, start. So long as it's not something that they will say, oh, you can't send. Once you go 1, 2, 3 steps, they will tell you everything that is involved, especially when you are growing in the volumes. You know, but when you are sending, let's say 50, 20, there's not much regulations. It's just like anybody. You just, maybe if you would even want to register, you register. If you would want to open an account for it, you open an account for it. And most often, that is it. You know, you don't need, so there are not so much controls in those. You only get attention when you're doing volumes. Then you, of course, you know, now you have to use a whole ship or maybe a whole container. Then the customs and those will even direct you as to what you have to do to get those volumes shipped. But a lot of the times, if it's just something that you're starting, like all of us will start something small, there's not much regulation. I know a lot of diasporans who do this, and there's not much control, so much, you know. Yeah.
Okay, so when I arrived there, because the registration of the companies, right?
Yes.
We need to register the company.
Yes.
So it will be an African company, African owned, those kind of things. What is the process to just register the company over there? And do you have a price indication what it will cost to register just a simple company? Like in the Netherlands, we call it a one-person's company, and I think and you have like an LLC. So what is the step going to the registration? And what
right. So the little I know about our laws is that if you're Ghanaian, there are a lot of there's not much. There's a little capital required for you to register, whether it's an enterprise or limited liability or partner. You know, those. If you are not legally a Ghanaian, there are other requirements that they have. Yeah. And usually, if you want to own, if two foreigners want to own wholly, you know, you want to register the company wholly owned by two legally non-Ghanaians, the requirement is a bit up. The minimum capital is required for you to register that business. So what people do is that they will partner with a Ghanaian, you know, and that sometimes brings the registration down. But if you are not doing volumes a lot, if you are doing something that small, I would say that start to trade, start to move the product. And once you understanding it, registering the business is they come in various forms. You know, you can go there and you get it registered in a week. Somebody can also register it for you even in 2 days. Sometimes it can also take a month. You know, so whether you're going for an enterprise, which is you, only you, And I don't know whether if you are not Ghanaian, they allow that with very little capital state. No, I think that one, it has to be for Ghanaians. But a lot of the times, if you're not going in the big volumes, build the business, build something. And as you're building, those things will come up. And usually, the best advice is to talk to other diasporans who have done this, because then they'll be able to tell you the road easily. And there are a lot of organizations, diaspora organizations, which you can easily identify, even from the institutions that I talked about. They can easily connect you to somebody that powerful, somebody, the leader of an organization, which is diaspora focus, easily to connect and to register your business. But if you don't have a lot, then why would you want to lock it in registering a business? Why don't you start the process? Because it's not like some police somewhere is trying to stop you from trading. Usually, is not at that level yet.
Okay, so what I've understood is that you are saying is that better start doing business for a while, and when you see it gets rolling and everything is go and register it, right?
I should think so, because if you don't have much, to my understanding, if you don't have and you want to register as a non-Ghanaian, as somebody who's not holding a Ghanaian passport, there will be, the prices will be very high. The requirements will be very high. I know they are working on those. I don't have the current data, but I know that these are concerns that diasporans have pushed, and so they have to work on that. And you are saying that your people should come. They should come and do business. They should come and visit. You cannot be strict on some of these impediments. So I know the governments are reviewing a lot of this all over again, but those in charge of those institutions will be able to give us appropriate as to the status of what it takes. Because I've not gone through that, I carry Ghanaian passport. So if I want to register a business, I will just have to state my capital, and they charge you, and that's it. You have it, and you can take it to the bank to open an account, and then you start to do your business. But I know that there are institutions that will be able to give proper directions as to how much you can start. But I know there are also a lot of diasporans who are doing whatever they have diasporans with farms, those who have built their own houses, who have not gone through a lot of this, but they are there, and nobody is so much fighting them. As a matter of fact, in Ghana, you will see a lot of businesses which are operating, there's no certificate. And I'm sure you saw a lot of them.
Yeah. Of course.
So the government will go there and take little income tax from them, but they are not asking them where is your registration certificate. Because the idea is that at a certain threshold, you don't have to register. But once you start to see a bit organization, once you start to organize more, then it will be required of you to. That's why the cocoa seller or the white seller may not have the business registered, but then she's getting income. But she'll be paying whatever they have to pay, and nobody will stop them from doing that kind of business. It's not illegal.
Exactly.
You go to the market, you see the women there, they don't register their business, but they're working. So it's not so much strict like that.
Exactly. And what I've seen is that Africa, if where I have been, I don't say that everywhere is like this or the same, but there is a missing link, and the missing link is really crucial. It's a crucial missing link over there, because Africa has a lot of, like Ghana, there are everywhere Ghanaian entrepreneurs making all kind of things. The only thing that is missing is access to the world. There is nothing. I believe that when Ghana gets access to the world, it will really blow up. It will blow up, and it will change it won't take 10 or 15 years. I think in 5 years, everyone will get a better income. It will change the whole country. So what I've seen is that there is no access to the world. And as soon as someone comes with like a logistic company or something like this that is going to connect all the local entrepreneurs, there is no Amazon, no Alibaba that has more diversity and those kind of things. So it's just a person, perhaps there is someone watching right now that has this system or blueprint that is willing to take the sacrifice, the time, the effort to implement this over there. And I believe this person will be really, really, really a successful person in Ghana, Africa, and the whole world. They will be well known. So this is what I saw over there with the shops in Ghana. Does it make sense what I say?
Yes, it makes sense. But there is also, I think there is also a deliberate attempt to put us in that position. It's not an excuse. For instance, paper is not in Ghana, it's not in Nigeria. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that a lot of us West Africans, they classified as there are a lot of scams here? It's not deliberate. You know, how many thieves are here? You know, so at the same, when it comes to, let's say, food stuff or fashion product, they will put some of these ISO standards there just to cut us off. So this is I think this is the way out. So instead of us focusing on, say, the entire, maybe the entire Europe market for Africa, I would say that, okay, how about the Africans who are living in Europe? Let's focus on that. How can we get our products to, let's say, the Caribbeans? How we get our product to, let's say, the Africans in Brazil, you know, the Africans in America? They probably will accept it more because trading is a bit tough. You know, they have put a lot of barriers, and once you up it, they say it doesn't meet this kind of standard. There is this, you have to meet this, and most of the entrepreneurs or the innovators at that level don't have that kind of skill set or the expertise, possibly even the logistics or the money to keep meeting some of these things. And so maybe we can look at it from a higher level and how do we penetrate. So for me, if I'm building business, maybe I don't have the patience to go and serve white America, for instance, you know, because once there's demand, let's say if I can move the product to Kenya and they pay me, or I can move it to Cote d'Ivoire and they pay me, I would want to push that than worry so much about somebody ready to accept your product and somebody is trying to even bluff on the best that you have done because of the misconditioning. You know, so somebody may take that as maybe as a project, but for me as an entrepreneur, I would really want somebody who is ready to receive a product like that. And I think that Africa, it's far easier for Africans to move their products across Africa because then the only barrier will be the presence, but the people will accept it. For instance, some of the things that we move to, say, Kenya or Nigeria, they love it. You know, we buy some things from Kenya. There's no impediment. Ghanaians will buy them. But you start to move the same thing to another country, they said, you know, these standards are not met. So there's a lot of structural things that we have to overcome. But I think it's more, because if you build the muscle, then you can fight them. But if you don't have a lot of money, you know, so it will take somebody like you to push the product, to say, okay, maybe I can build a product and send them to the Caribbean. And they will love it, you know. If you look at Dangote, for instance, Dangote has not so much focus on the rest of the world. He's built a lot of momentum in Nigeria and across Africa, and it could be billions. It's because the regulations are maybe I don't know, a little bit easier for him to operate, let's say, from Nigeria to Ghana, than let's say from Ghana or from Nigeria to, say, England. That's what I think.
But what is because what you are saying, you are making a really, really good point. Because I have done some investigation and I have seen that Africa has something like 950 million people, is what they say. But I believe Africa has billions of people living over there. This is what I believe. And what you're saying is a really good point, because according to the numbers, Africa don't need to export products. There are enough people living in Africa for every entrepreneur to become really successful, even more successful than they would have dreamed about in America, Europe, or China.
Yeah.
So what is withholding the entrepreneurs from different countries of Africa, like Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Tanzania, to do business with each other? And why has this process being smoothened out yet? That can be delivered in one day from Ghana to Nigeria, or next 2 days, or those kind of things.
You know, it's history. Don't forget that Ghana is probably the number one country that got independence in Sub-Sahara. We had it 57, so that's 60. How many years now? Maybe 60 something years now. You know, 63 years they say. Nigeria had it around 1960 something, or 1960. All the Togo same. We have not grown that much, and then in between we had a lot of coup d'etats, and then we had a lot of governments who didn't understand development. From Ghana to, let's say, if I'm moving from Ghana to Togo, Togo is largely French. It's run by French, and the average Togolese would want to trade with a Frenchman than with a Ghanaian. Those are there. Those are infrastructure. They have partitioners. If I want to go to Nigeria, there are a lot of problems. Even West Africa, how many countries are French? How many countries are English? So I think they launched something. There's African something trade, free trade in Africa, which they is supposed to have started this year, that they pushed it this year. I think those things will help us to even talk more. There are a lot of Ghanaians who have never gone to any part of Africa, but who have been to Europe and America severally. You know, so part of it is the fact that we've not been talking, we've not been communicating that much. So we don't know ourselves, we don't trade ourselves. And we're designed not to trade among ourselves. The language is a barrier, custom regulations are very tough. You know, so all those things are there. Trade has not been that smooth from one country to the other, from politicians to everywhere. If I want to go to, let's say now it's ECOWAS, so I can pick my Ghanaian passport and go to anywhere within the ECOWAS state. But if I want to go to East Africa, without those, I mean, with those who have free access in terms of visa, fine. But there are other countries that I will need visa to go as a Ghanaian and as an African. So those are some of the things that may explain why we have not been able to trade, you know, smoothly. Because trading amongst ourselves is very, very small. Africans, they say, trade outside the continent more than they trade within the continent. A lot of our raw materials are not moved from Ghana to another African countries. They are moved from here to China, to Europe, to America, than move from here to, let's say, Botswana. You know, and I don't know how many raw materials are moved from, let's say, Togo to Nigeria. You know, or even finished product. So there are a lot of barriers politically, and you know, a lot of it is also the colonizers and their, you know, and their mischief. But now we are becoming aware. I mean, for instance, why are we not trading with, let's say, Caribbean countries? Why is it difficult? Why are we not moving a lot of fresh things from here to Jamaica and a lot of things from Jamaica to Ghana? What makes it difficult? How many planes move directly from here to the Caribbean? Yet, if you look at the map, it's not that far.
Exactly.
You know, so there are a lot that maybe we need a lot of our entrepreneurs to look at it, and a lot of it will come from very top, very maybe well-established systems to say that we want to trade among themselves, not just within the African countries, but the African diaspora as well. Because for me, that's where the strength is. The numbers are huge. You said it's 950. Africa is 1.2 billion.
So
you know, yes. So we have a lot of numbers.
Yeah.
And then the conditioning of ourselves, our mind, to say that it's better and it's easier. We should be able to trade between Kenya and Ghana far easier. We have a gentleman who trades with us the whole year. He brings a lot of products. Easier. There are not so many problems, you know. So I think it's sometimes it's the awareness, and sometimes to the government's level, at the government level what they can do to make a lot of things easier for us to trade among themselves. And you see, the world is against where money flows, because where money flows, then there's power. So everything that they do is to make sure that they block the money flowing, because once they start to get money, they will become powerful. So what can we do to make sure that they don't get access to the flow of money? You know, so if our entrepreneurs start to get a lot of money, I can just take my jet and come to Holland the next day and come back. No, they don't want that. You have to come and beg for job.
For me, as because I am now, what I'm doing is I'm a consultant. You know, I consult businesses in the Netherlands and Europe. What I do is like to take one person, one company. 1 year, like 16 months ago, this person came to me, and she had a business that was making good revenue, but it just stopped. It just stopped, and she asked me, what can she do? What can she implement? What did she see that you know, needs to be done? I made a plan. I did a market investigation. I made a plan on how she can penetrate the market and grow again. We are now like 16 months further, and her business is like #1 or #2 of Netherlands, making the most. It's in everyone knows it. Everyone has tried it or bought it or whatever. It's a really well-known name, really well-known name in the Netherlands. Okay, if I now see like Ghana, I see that small entrepreneurs, they are the backbone of an economy. Now what I'm seeing is that, okay, Africa has 1.2 billion people. So if one entrepreneur can have only 1% as customer, you know, it would change a lot. But for me, what I want to know is, okay, how long does it take for a package to arrive from Ghana to Tanzania or to Nigeria? Because what I know is to drive to Nigeria, it's a few days. And the same for Tanzania and those kind of things. And the packages are most of the times being transferred to ground logistics or through air. So what are the opportunities over there? How long does it take for something to be delivered from one point to the other point? Because we are now in the race of time. Everything needs to go quick. The data, the internet speed needs to be quick. Your package needs to be delivered quick, on time, everything. So what is withholding us for this, the quick time? And how long does it take? Just one simple package, send it from Ghana to Nigeria. Just one simple package.
Do you know why I'm laughing?
Right.
There is a statement that says that what it means, I said it in P. What it means is that if you're born on a small hill, you easily gain height. Right? Very easy. When the infrastructure is set, you can be measured with all the things that you're quoting.
Yeah.
We may not have the time to meet the standards and the speed because the infrastructure may not be there. But that's why everybody must come in. I don't think it should be the Africans should build it and then we will go. Those who are resident on the continent should build it. And if it's not there, then why should I come? I think these are all opportunities for every one of us. So if you have expertise in making sure that, okay, now maybe you're doing it 2 hours from moving a product from, let's say, here to Nigeria. Maybe it's even DHL which is doing that. And maybe you have the expertise to build something that can match DHL easier, faster. Then it's an opportunity for you as an African, you know, living outside the continent. Because I think that we must all see it as our duty to build this Africa. You know, so any loophole that we have to block, any gap that we have to, you know, close, so that a lot of these commerce can be done faster, cheaper, you know, and spread everywhere, we must take it. So maybe your expertise in particular, how do I come out to solve that? Because the fact is, everybody is trying to do something, but the expertise. For instance, you have lived in Europe, you understand that. So let's say you want to build a model where you pick a lot of African products and make those products available in Europe. You are in a better position to do that, to provide that service.
Exactly.
Than for me who live here. I don't speak the language, I don't understand them. I probably will not even want to do it, you know?
Exactly.
Because I may not have the skill set. It is easier for us to connect, for somebody to take it from the next level or to the next level based on the expertise, the exposure, the skill set they have. So a lot of these may not be there, and that's a fact. You know, there are FedEx, there's FedEx here, there's DHL here. They use them. I don't know the timelines that they have, but they use them. But I would prefer these companies being owned by Africans.
Yeah.
You know, I think there should be a competition where a company in Nigeria is doing a lot of these courier services than DHL doing this.
Exactly.
You know? We should have competition on our continent, at least.
And for someone that is watching this right now, or is watching this in the future, sometimes starting something doesn't need to be, you don't need to start big immediately. What is important is that your vision is a big vision. Your end results are big, but it always starts with baby steps. So courier, it doesn't mean that when you want to start something over and worldwide, that you need to start with like thousands of those advanced cars, buses, none of those kind of things. You can just start with a few. You can start by localizing the people. You can start by, you know, there are a lot of ways how you can start without it costing you a lot of money, and sometimes it doesn't even need to cost you money. You can get paid for it immediately. So think small in the beginning. It needs to be small and humble, but the vision is big vision. And think in like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. If you want something to last forever, it takes time to build it. So for the people that wants to start over there, just think baby steps. Think baby steps, and all the baby steps will become huge. That's a fact. So, right? Am I right, or does it make it?
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Entrepreneurship, it's the little I know about it is that it's squarely opposite the classroom kind of school. You know, in the school, you want to be number one. You don't want to make mistakes. You know, you appear very intelligent. They tell you define this, you define it, they clap for you. When you want to start a business, the force is in the doing. So the moment you start, because you're going to hit it anyway if you don't give up. But the learning, the wisdom comes because the ball is rolling. You have moved. So no matter how intelligent you are, no matter what you calculate and whatever analysis that you do, if you don't start it, then you will not get the wisdom. But the moment you start it, then it will also prove the system, the environment. The market will prove whether what you're doing makes sense or it doesn't make sense. You will get feedback. A lot of the times you will fail several times. You will lose money. People will cheat you. People will run away with you. You will have a lot of doubt in yourself. Family probably will not even give you support. Maybe your wife will tell you that you're stupid, or your husband will tell you, why are you always wasting your time? Go and get a job. That's how it will start. Your ability to keep encouraging yourself and to keep moving without giving up, and to learn how to manage all the components of business, the money, the people, the systems, the product, the market, being able to package it well, and being frugal. You cannot think like somebody who does not have business. If I don't have business, my thinking is different. If I work in a company, I don't think about the salary. I don't think about the taxes. I don't think about anything. I just wait for you to pay me. If I'm the one running the company, I'm putting everything together and I'm responsible for it. If it doesn't work and there is debt, everybody can run away. I'm the one responsible. So the thinking is different. The intelligence required to build a business is so much different from the intelligence that you have to have from school. And that's why a lot of the times the people who are very much intelligent in school find it very difficult to build businesses, because then they want everything to be perfect. But in entrepreneurship or in business, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be courageous and to keep going and to get upgrading yourself. And the more that you're ready to learn and challenge your thoughts and be ready to be told everything from the market to tell you that this product is not good, go and change it, and you'll not feel offended. You go there, change it. Or you find out that your employee is stealing from you and you don't want to kill him, because we hear a lot of terrible stories. But that's business, and that's how it is. And if you keep going, if you stay at it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, sometimes 5 years has not worked. Sometimes even 10 years has not worked. But you're becoming, because there is a particular position or disposition that you must know or you must be for the business start to work. And the moment you hit that level, you will see growth. And sometimes the growth explodes. It's like, but I didn't know this. I've tried everything, it's not working. Now this one is working. It's because now you can see. Now you are skilled. Now you are packaged. Now you are trained. If you watch football, the best footballers, they didn't start to score in precision in day one. They have trained several years. As a matter of fact, an expert in any field is not less than 10 years. And in business, it's like that. So if you start a business and it's not taking you about 10 years and you quit, you didn't qualify. Because it's going to take you a lot of time to become somebody who can score. And the same with entrepreneurship. So it's being open to learn, and technology is now making a lot of things far easier. You meet so many difficulties, but it's part of it. And you are not looking for people to clap for you. You are not looking for people to agree with you. And that's why you should be somebody who is always learning, and you are learning from the very top. Because now the things that you have to deal with are things that shallowness cannot solve. And for me, that's the entrepreneurship.
Exactly. Nice said. So this is also what I believe. And like for the people that are trying to be successful or succeed now for a time, what do you have to say? Because like what I've experienced, I've been an entrepreneur for like 16 years, something like this. 16, 17 years. But what I've experienced is that as soon as you start off with being entrepreneur, you start to bump against things, just metaphorically, bump, things will fall down, you will break walls.
Right.
If I watch back, I made really a mess, by bumping things, destroying fall, and those kind of things. So I can imagine that are now people watching, and perhaps they are in Ghana, or they will watch this. They are in Ghana or elsewhere in the world, and they have bumped their heads really a lot. They have fall. They have, you know how the road of entrepreneur is. It's really. What do you have to say to them? They want to quit right now. What do you have to say to them?
The fact that you've been able to start a business, many people will not be able to start a business. So the fact that you've been able to start something, and maybe you are even in debt now. So many problems. The banks are chasing you, your friends are chasing you, everybody's chasing you. Just as he said, it's part of business. You will go through that. There's no entrepreneur. Even in countries that they have a lot of infrastructure set properly, for successes, Maybe the moment the model is working, you can go to a venture capital company and they give you money and you blow it. If you come to our country, you have to fight it yourself. They may not be even funded. And even if they fund you, the interest rate is very high. So that automatically there will be troubles. Everybody will go through some level of trouble. They will have their share. And you really don't even get so much out as an entrepreneur from problems. No, because business itself is solving problems. So you just have to tell yourself that this is about problem solving. Yes, there will be times that you don't have anything. And that's at the beginning where what to eat will even be a problem, because now you have sold everything to this idea. It's not working. Sometimes you can give up on an idea, but you don't have to give up on yourself. And there is a difference. Some entrepreneurs will start maybe transport company. It doesn't work after 5 years. It goes into electricals, maybe same. Then he jumps into sports. Then maybe he goes into entertainment. And then before you see it, the entertainment is working. And he said, the entertainment is because now he has learned from all the other areas. So it's a learning process. And you are the one to hasten the learning process. But everybody will go through the same learning process. So there's not a demon chasing you. It's not something from your family. It's just part of the process. It's just part of the process. So when you are in the middle of the difficulties and all, don't kill yourself. Stay, because that's what everybody that you see, all the guys that you hear their name, they have gone through that. Your ability to withstand pressure, I think, is number one key to be an entrepreneur. To be able to stand, fight back, resilience, to fight back. And you can be resilient when you've been able to connect with yourself. Why am I doing this business? What is the call? What is the mission? Why am I doing this? The moment you're able to define that, no matter the troubles, because you've been able to identify the purpose, why are you into this? If you are into it because you want money, then don't do the business, because you struggle a lot. There are easier ways to make money than to try to build business. There has to be a bigger vision, bigger reason why you are building this business, and money could be the least of it, So there will be a lot of resistances from it. So don't put the money and say, I'm doing this because of money. If you're doing this because of money, don't build business, just go and invest the money. You get better ways. There'll be a lot of, you don't have to deal with a lot of stress. But if you want to build business, then you must have the reason why you're building the business. The higher vision, the lives that you want to change, the jobs that you want, the product that you want to bring to the market, the history that you want to change, the standards that you want to set, the example that you want to become, so that people can look at you to say that we can also do it. Those things should be why you are building it. So you should be clear on that. Then you should also know yourself, your strength. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? Which are the people that you have to work with? Because sometimes the people you work with will make you give up faster. Because if you don't have a lot of strong system as an entrepreneur, you will give up. Because then you are talking to somebody who does not understand business. Maybe your friend is being paid high in a very big company, and at the end of every day you go there, you sit, you chat. You will give up because he does not understand your world. So you must connect with other entrepreneurs who are going through just about the same thing all the time. So then you're talking and you're becoming, because the problems will not stay forever. It's like you see the bodybuilders. If you put me somewhere and you want me to lift maybe 50 kg, maybe I will not be able because I've not trained for it. But if I give myself 1 year and I train, I'll be able to lift it. So you're training. So the way you talk to yourself is so key. You cannot be pessimistic. A lot of Africans, particularly those of us who were born here, a lot of the times we are a bit pessimistic too much. We are super pessimistic. We see all the problems. We see all the negatives. It is very hard for you to become a successful entrepreneur if you don't believe in yourself and if you don't believe in your country. So if you use the media, if you use the education, if you talk to any average person without proper understanding of things, it is very negative. You would pinpoint all the bad things that don't work here. How people will screw you, how people will lie to you. Listen, they happen everywhere. So you are not going to succeed if you spend the energy that you need to push the goal in solving all the negativity, So you must talk to yourself that this is the area that I've been called in. I'm part of those who must solve the problems, not be the one talking about how corrupt the government is, how politicians are stealing our money, how people you don't trust. If you do that, you will give up on yourself, because then you have a lot of negative energy in you. You know, and people also, we are very much superstitious, you know, we are religious so much that some pastor or some prophet somewhere will come and tell you why this idea is not working and why somebody else is behind why it's not working. A lot of the time, if it's not working, it's because you're ignorant, you're ill-equipped. That's why it's not working. It's not because there is any force anywhere. You know, so those are the things that you have to keep going.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And to give an like, I know this story is like an extreme one,
Yeah.
but I know a Caribbean guy, and this guy has been really struggling and fighting his whole life for success, you know. And what is happening, this guy, after fighting like a long time, really, really long time, he is now president of a business that is investing between $3 and $6 billion every year. It's a guy that lived in Rotterdam, where I am in Netherlands, and from the Caribbean. So he's now a really, really, really big man, big man. But if you have seen this guy, his story was really incredible, amazing story. And what you've seen is that people can go from like really low to the top. Really, this is what I've seen with my own eyes. So for everyone, just don't give up. Don't give up. Like, it doesn't matter if you are living in America and you go to Africa to get a disappointment over there. It doesn't matter. Just keep on walking forward. Keep on walking forward, because eventually, everyone, you will be really glad that you keep on walking and just keep on walking and reach the finish line, because it's all about the finish line, reaching the finish line. Because when you get to the finish line, there the trophy will be there for you, not before the finish line. When you arrive at the finish line, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I have I have one more question.
Yes.
Because I see also question of AfriGem over here, but I have another one. This is a totally other thing. This is from Allison, and she's asking, what advice do you give about choosing a contractor to build your house? Do you know about this, or do you want to save this for another show, live session?
Okay. If you want to choose maybe if it's in Ghana and you want to build a house, I think you must look at the works that they have done, the contractor, what they have done, and then talk to the client. Talk to the client, the kind of work that the contractor did for them. Were they honest? Did they deliver on time? Was the output okay for them? And talk to not just one client, talk to about 5. Especially if you're investing a lot of money in that building. Talk to them and make sure you settle on the timelines. Were they truthful as well? Look for character, look for expertise, you know, and look for those, because it's an investment and it takes a lot of money. You know, so talk to people. And there are also organizations that manage some of these contractors. For instance, you can talk to them. You can go to Institute of Engineers. You can get to their website. You can ask them if they can recommend somebody for you, or you can go to Institute of Architects. You know, architects as well, or surveyors. Quantity Surveyors Institute. They all can have professionals who will do for you. The only thing is that sometimes their charges are a bit high. You know, but then you get to get good product, and you reduce a lot of stress from yourself.
Okay. And the next question is.
But I also build. The only thing is that
but this is the next question. The next question is because this lady is also following you, and you know, I know her. How was your experience? How was your experience different working as your own contractor. So how was your experience with working as your own contractor versus working with another contractor, if I understand it the right way?
Okay. Well, we built a construction company. We work with some of the, some big companies in Ghana. We built, we did a lot of agric works, electrical works. We did proper civil works and housing. We built some markets as well, some polyclinics. My experience with, we focus on not directly working with government because, you wait too much to get paid, and sometimes it kills businesses. My experience with a lot of them is that you must insist on the timelines of payment. If they are not going to pay you on time, your business is gone. Your business is gone if they don't pay you on time. And the other thing is that if they tell you to go and borrow to work for them, you will lose your business as well. Because then if they don't pay you on time, you have no business. You'll be in trouble. So working for them, that's it. Now, using my own company to work, I try to make sure that we have money before we go to work on our own project. At least we can project the next 3 months. So there is no problem there. If I'm working for somebody and they don't pay me, my boys will fight me, because then you have to pay them every month or every week. And it, construction workers are crazy. So you must make sure that you have money to always pay them on time. So in your own project, you must make sure that your timelines, and you have to pick somebody you can trust, particularly the engineers. I will go for character beyond the technicalities, because if the person has good character, there's a lot that they will discuss with you. They may not even know a particular work activity, but they will discuss with you. But if the person does not have good character, he's trying to hide the thing from you so that he can take money from you, and that most of the time will end in disaster. So I will go for somebody that has some level of values, and then an appreciable level of understanding of the technicalities.
Okay, so when I'm going to build in Ghana, yes, you are going to build it for me. Is
yes,
okay?
Yes. Even if I don't build, I can give you an engineer I trust.
Okay.
I know that I can hold him responsible. Yes.
Okay. Another question is, what advice would you give people who are not familiar with Ghana in choosing a place to build?
Please say it again.
So, where can you recommend someone to build in Ghana? If they are new, what is the place that is recommended by you for them to go and build over there?
Okay, so Ghana has 16 regions now. We have Greater Accra on the coastal belt, Central region on the coastal belt as well. Beyond that, you go through the Western region. Now, the Western region, they have separated it into 2. You go beyond, you have Eastern region. That's if you're going up. Ashanti region, Hafo. Volta is on the other side. So, Northern region, Tamale. I think that it should spread. Accra, usually, you must be very, you must have people you trust so much so that you don't get into land issues in Accra. I think that previously there were a lot of land problems in Accra, but maybe they are solving them nowadays. Beyond that, beyond Accra, a lot of the other places, land issues are not so much. Once in a while, you have some problem, but largely, most places in Ghana, beyond Accra, the land issues are very much low. So I would say that if you want to live in Accra, if you want to buy land in the city, it's very expensive. If you go in the suburbs in Accra, maybe they come down a little bit, but then you have to also compensate yourself with the road, the quality of road that you have to travel to get to where you're building your house. So I think that if you are moderate, you would want to look at other regions as well to see if you would want to stay there. Because I think that it should spread. It should spread. You should go to Ahafo, you should go to Asante, you should go to the north. It should spread, and you can even own more than one place. So it should spread. Yes.
Okay. No. Okay. So what I understand is that it doesn't matter where you go. Everywhere it's good to build, right?
Yes.
In Africa.
Exactly.
Okay. And then one more question. What are some of the common mistakes? What are some of the common mistakes you see the diaspora making when moving to Ghana?
I think that sometimes they would, their condition, sometimes they think that those here are not enlightened, and that for me is very unfortunate. All right. I don't, it's a different world, the way we understand it. For instance, there was a time I was in Holland. I don't speak Dutch. I was trying to take the train. I couldn't do it. So I called this white guy to come and help me to do it for me. There was a time I was in England, the same. The train, I couldn't. Why? Because here I'm in Trotro. It's a whole different structure. So the fact that I'm not able to do that, that's not mean I don't know. It's a whole different environment. You know, so the same. When you come, our way of doing things may not be. And who said that the West is the standard? The West is not standard. It's their standard in their environment. If I go to China, China's standard is different. So when you come to Africa, don't say that African standard is no. And I think that is very unfortunate. So you must understand that I have this perception from this culture. When I come here, this is how they also do their things. It does not mean that they are not exposed or they are not enlightened. No. Because there's a lot of data they have from the ground. You know, for instance, when the Ashantis beat the British and cut the head of their governor, they thought that they could use only the guns, but they didn't know that the Ashantis had superior power. The only reason they could overcome them was that some of our people, connected and we joined forces with them. That's why they could overcome Ashanti. Other than that, they could never have been able to beat Ashanti. So there's a lot of local information that we have that the West would want to call it uncouth, but it's not uncouth. It's as standard as any other. They apply here. So the same. So when the West come, the diasporans come, they should know that these people are as enlightened, as intelligent. They may not write, they may not even read English, but they know something that you don't know. Just as you know something that they don't know. So I think that respect should be there. And they should also study a lot about the difficulties, about the history, about what we have also gone through. Because I think the extreme ignorance in terms of the histories that both of us have gone through sometimes make us that much uninformed about how we treat ourselves. And for me, it's very easy to deal with a diasporan who is very wide-read in terms of history and some bit of humility. It's very easy. For me, I don't speak American English. So if you come and you speak American English to me, and I say pardon, does not mean I don't. It's a different accent.
Yeah.
So the same. So you must come with that level of appreciation that these are my people. And as a matter of fact, this continent is for all of us, whether they like it or not. When they treat them, when you see, for instance, when Floyd was killed, do you know how many Africans were sad? It's like, this is family. When we were growing up, if I take you to my village now, nobody will see where you're from. They will say that, which town you from in Ghana? What is your name? That's what they will ask you. They will never say that, this one is European. They will never see it.
Exactly.
They welcome you like anybody. And that's Ghana or that's Africa. All of Africa, they welcome. So that thing is there. We always welcome, and they take that. Sometimes when people would say that because you're friendly means you are ignorant, and that is not true. You're friendly does not mean you're naive. You just have good heart, and a lot of our people have good heart, so they will smile with you. Don't take that for granted. And when you come and you see the mosquito and the gutter, the fact is that in every society, there are those who have money, there are those who don't have, there are those who are trying. So for me, for instance, if you see the guys selling on the street, they're making effort. So if you see people selling on the street and say that, there's a lot of poverty. No, but there are some places where the government feeds them. Which one is better? The man who is getting up to go and sell on the street and the one who is waiting for government to feed them. It's not the same. This one is more responsible for their lives. So it's the understanding of it. So when you come, don't just have pity and to think that the people are poor. No, they're not. No, they're not poor like that. It's just that.
And what I've seen is that, what you are saying about the language. sometimes you have people that are thinking that because you can speak their language fluently and 100%, that this means automatically you are not smart.
Yeah.
But I always say Chinese have taken the world without knowing one word of English,
In English.
or one word of Spanish or French, you know?
That's right.
So intelligence, it's not in the speaking, but it's in the head.
It's
This is what I believe, right?
Yes.
So, and what I've seen, and this what you're saying is this is what I have seen in Ghana when I was there, that the people, they are really intelligent.
Yeah.
However, because we don't speak the language and we don't know the culture, we can't understand them exactly what they say. And you know why I understand this is because what I've seen is the Ghanaian people are talking with words, with feeling, with hands, in a certain way, you know, in a certain way of flow. And you need to know these dimensions to understand exactly what they are saying. It's not just only the language, because there are some languages that exist or only the words. It's cold. Like the Dutch language, it's cold. People in the Netherlands are talking, they don't move the hand, they don't move anything, they speak. And there are a lot of languages that exist of this kind of dimensions. And what I've seen is that the Ghanaian language exists of a few different dimensions. One is the word, the hands, the talk, and the feeling, how they express it, you know? And for someone, and you know, only this to do this and to know how to do this and communicate in those dimensions is already an intelligence level on its own.
Yeah.
You know, so what I've seen is that this is one of the mistakes that diaspora are making when they go over there, is not understanding that it's multiple layers of communication. So, and I believe that the diaspora has, you know, by we talking to each other and explaining a few things, and I hope I'm right. If you say there's some things that I not right about, just say it, because I'm also learning, you know?
Okay.
But by speaking those kind of things, this kind of things, we can get to know each other better. Is it right, what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely. It's right. Absolutely. Because you see, the cockiness of the European man has affected all the people who live in their land. The arrogance, the superiority thinking, it affected everybody. So let's say a Ghanaian is living here. The moment he moves to America, he comes back. If he's not well conscious, he tries to look down upon his own people, because now he knows America. So I've not been to America, therefore I'm not exposed. It's not true. If you're diasporan and you come here, there is something. It's like coming to your father's house. You come with the heart to learn. Because there's so much that you was not given to you. You were taken away. Now you have to come and find that. You don't come to teach. You come to find out. You know? But a lot of them will come and say that we want to teach them. And that's where the problem is. Or we want to help them. You know? So there's a lot. There's a lot that we all will learn.
Like the guy that I know,
the spirit of respect and humility.
Like the guy that I know that I was telling about, that went from zero to investing billions. Literally, this is a crazy story. But he was saying that Africa will become one in the top 10 or even the top 5 of the most wealthy country, economy, development, and technologically. So It's just a matter of time before it gets where it needs to go, Africa. And what I believe is that the diaspora that are coming back can only fast tracken it a little bit. And because the diaspora knows we have lived like hundreds of years here, we know these people over here. The reason why we can make YouTube videos and say what we want to say is because we know this kind of people. Nothing is happening. So what I believe is that the diaspora can only let it go a little bit faster. But the fact is that in like 10, 15 years, 20 years, Africa will become one of the leading continents in the world in economy and development and all those kind of things. So, I see this kind of things. And I talk also with people that are really doing it. They are really doing big things. And I believe that this is also what I've seen is that the most important thing is that everyone that goes needs to go with a blank mind, because today is not tomorrow. And also for Africa, today is not tomorrow. Every day that goes, it will grow. It will become better. And sometimes it will take a while for the eye to see the whole picture. But it will happen. And this is more for, the diaspora that is going back over there. If you ask me.
That's right, yes.
If you ask me, I would say is join the local people, join forces, partner up, those kind of things to make a big impact with what we have over there right now, because we have to work with what we have and try to magnify it and scale it. Does it make sense what I say?
Absolutely. You make sense. Absolutely. You're making sense. Connect with us. Because I believe Africa is must own the world. The world is where it is because they sacrifice us.
And
we must own prosperity everywhere. And so the diaspora coming is a huge link. We come with a lot of information, a lot of work ethics. We say that this is the continent that we must build. It's not because that we left and we were not able to build it. No, we went through a lot of atrocities, a lot of invasions. It's even a miracle. I think it's a miracle for Africa to still be in existence.
Exactly. Exactly.
Because the agenda was to wipe everybody out. Look at South Africa. At least if you didn't see what happened in the 1900s, look at South Africa, look at Namibia. So that was the agenda. So for us to even be alive and to keep going, it's a miracle. So all of us must say that this is it, and we must develop it and create a prosperity everywhere, not only even on the continent, everywhere. So we want to see Haiti prosper, Jamaica prosper. Those in America prosper. They must be the one making decisions. It can't be just Barack Obama is just one black person who is the president. No, going forward, there should be a lot of black people becoming president in America. After all, sacrifice them to build that. England is the same. Holland is the same. But at what point would those institutions work? Just as we said, the next 20, 30, 40 years, those institutions will start to come down. So
and you know what I was always saying to the people, like here in the Netherlands, there's always a little bit of friction, But what I always used to say to everyone is, you guys are lucky. You know why? Because look how Mama Africa is taking care of everyone in the world, and we have to fight. Look how we have to fight. We are the people that are born rich. We are the only nation that can say that we are born rich. But You can see it, you know. But brother, I believe we are the only one that are born millionaires. The black people are the only people on earth that are born from baby millionaires and richer. No one
Wow.
else. No one
Wow.
else. Yeah. I always say this to them, you know. So let me go to the next question.
Okay.
Oh, I already answered it. Okay, someone here wants to return to the motherland to trade in gold. Where do we start?
Okay. So I believe that they know the industry already. So there are all kind of people in the gold industry. There are the small scale miners, there are the middle, there are the major ones. If you only want to trade in terms of just selling it without going into the mining, there is a there's a mineral commission. There are institutions that do this.
Darko, I will be back in just 10 seconds, okay? If you can explain it, I will go to the toilet fast.
No problem.
Okay.
So there are institutions that they commission, or they are regulators that they help people who trade in gold. It's a whole. There's also a government ministry that helps people to do that. So if you're going to go into the mining, then there are regulators that you have to. I think that setting up a mining company requires a lot of capital. So if you're in the position to do that, when you come, you can just go. But you can also go through the same thing with the GIPC that we talked about. But if you just want to buy gold and sell, then there are institutions that you can deal with. There are also miners who sell gold to people. There are Indians who buy gold. There are Europeans who buy gold from the same small scale companies, and there are Chinese who do the same here. What you have to know is you must know the trade, because there are a lot of problems if you have not mastered the trade. You know, gold industry everywhere can have challenges. So you must know what you're getting yourself into. But once you get into the hands of people who are trustworthy, it's possible. You just have to make sure that you're doing it properly so that the government can cover you. You know, so there is a Precious Mineral Commission or something, PMC. I've forgotten the name, but you can Google it. There's a commission that does that, where they give you the right documents so that you can take gold and sell outside the country.
Okay. So it's possible. It's possible to do the gold. And can you help the people if they want to go into gold?
It's not something that I know so much about. So when they come, they can easily go to the government arm. That one, you're protected. They can give you proper documentation, because the gold industry, can be nasty if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Because it's money, it's money. So you must know the trade. You must know. Unless you want to go into it, get a concession, set a whole plant, and mine yourself. Go through the whole processes. You get your gold, and then you can ship. You can forward it. Somebody is saying something I want to know. He said that be careful not to simply say people selling on the street are being industrious. In most cases, it's a lot of young kids with good education reduced due to lack of jobs.
Who is this?
Statement. The last but one.
The last one.
Yes, Muchi T. Okay, so that one, what he's saying is that no, we are not talking of the kids selling on the street. We are talking of adults selling on the street. A kid selling on the street, I don't support that. But we're talking of adults selling on the street. It's better than them waiting for somebody to give them a handout. And that's what we're saying. We were just comparing to say that somebody in another country, which the government is taking care of, you can't say that that person is better off than the person who's trying to feed himself and his family. So for me, it's not so much lack of jobs. That is also work, isn't it? If you're selling is work, because I know people who have gone through that and now they have their shops. So not everybody is selling there see, when we think only in terms of jobs, then it will be. But if you think of business as a training ground for business, there's a lot that you can learn, because business is selling, isn't it? And selling skills. Yes, it could be dangerous, but where it's not dangerous, it's better the person gets up to do something for themselves than to wait for help. And I would not say that it's just because of lack of jobs per se. A lot of the times is what the people process in their mind. Exactly.
And what I've seen is that at entrepreneurship, you can learn the most by doing it.
Yeah.
Because after you went to school or after you done the book, the theory, you need to do it to get the actual experience. So what I've learned is that the best school is the school of doing it.
Exactly.
So I just wondered what you said before is the standards, according to whose standard we act, So it's the standard. I believe this. Okay, let's get everything in Africa is slow. Is this right?
I'm not sure. Everything is in Africa is not that slow. They told you it's slow, and you believe it.
No, but in Africa, what I've seen is that it's not slow. It's really not slow. And the areas where the standards are, where they can move in the standards of Africa, of Ghanaian people, it's high. So what do I mean with this? If you see the taxi in the Netherlands, for a taxi to arrive and pick you up, it will take like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. But in Ghana, you only need to do like this and it stops. So it's fast.
Okay.
It's fast, So it depends what you want. And if they don't have it, it's slow. But most of the things that is important, like the going from point A to point B, it's fast. The food, if you want fast food, you only need to go outside and you will have like enough food to eat. You have everything over there. I think Ghana is good. Ghana is
it's not. If you ever went to those who are on the sea fishing, or if you go to those who are in the cocoa farming, or you go to the mining fields and you see how the people work there, it's not. It's only when you are in Accra, you go to restaurant and some girl is a bit slow, or you go to some office and they are trying to be slow. Then you say that, in Africa, everything is slow. No, it's slow when you compare us with your system. Then you say that we are slow. But we're not so much slow. And don't forget that, for instance, in the West, America was built on the humanization of a whole generation, of a whole race.
Yeah.
Virtually reduce them to animals. They will make you do things just like animals. Now, you think that they didn't carry those things into management of businesses? I think a lot of the management structures that we have around the world is coming from the same psyche of somebody who indentured or who had slaves and didn't have heart, they didn't have humanity, and they put those things across board everywhere. So they have to take everything from you, and then when they finish, they dump you somewhere. And we say that those are the standards. Those are not the standards. Lack of humanity. You just pay people like, even if you come 2 minutes late, I take it from your money. That's because then they were forced to even pay people, because they had people who had to work for them for free for years.
Exactly.
And the whole thing is now managing people. What do you think they would do to them?
Exactly.
But that. You see, the thing is that in Ghana, for instance, the white people were not everywhere. They were not everywhere. They didn't even enter Ashanti up until 1900 or somewhere. They were not everywhere. So their style of management is not spread everywhere in Africa. No.
Exactly.
Maybe just in the cities. And they didn't even do a lot of the atrocities in terms of managing people to work for them in the fields in Africa like that, you know. So our understanding of work and management is not from that position.
So what I'm understanding is that we need to have our own game and with our own rules instead of playing in someone else's game and they make the rules and it's their game.
Yes, because if you come to Ghana, for instance, and you are building business and you bring those standards here, you fail.
Exactly.
You fail. The people won't work with you. That's why diasporans, when they come and they say, this is how you do it here, okay, no problem. They will listen to you, but they go and do what they want to do. And they say that the people are not truthful. It's because you're not able to communicate with the people from their level. Because you think that there's a certain standard somewhere. It does not work here. So you really have to get into the culture and get into the minds of the people. You know, because if you go to China, you work as to how Chinese work. But when you come to Africa, you want us to work as if we are in the West. It doesn't work like that. It's a whole different continent with different culture. You know, we have our own negatives. We have our own bad situations. We are not saying we are perfect. No, never. But what we will not want to respond to will be trying to judge us with the West. You know, and that doesn't work. There are a lot of multinationals who have come here and have had to run away because they thought they could just superimpose their structures here, and it will not work. This is an economy which is driven not by credit. You know, it's cash. In one economy, they give them credit, they say go and buy. Here, the person must work before they come to buy. The structures are not the same. Your selling points are not the same. Your pricing is not the same. The way you manage the people is not the same. The government infrastructure is not the same. It's exactly. And if you want to succeed in that, then you must understand how things work here.
Exactly.
Or you will not.
Exactly. And by the way, in the Caribbean, we also we don't work with mortgage and those kind of things. So most of the houses that you see that over there, they are all cash paid for and built. So for the Caribbean people coming to the Netherlands and Europe and see this kind of things, mortgage, everyone thought, how is this? You know, everything is bought and paid for over there. So I understand you a little bit. And it's a completely other world with other rules.
There's the last statement. Check the last statement. Let's see. Mr. T has responded to something. I would want to comment on that. Yes. Okay. So I'm saying people selling on the street are usually unemployed. I bet you the majority of them. I'm not sure about this. Okay.
Well, let me read it. Mochi T. All I'm saying, people selling on the streets are unusually underemployed. I bet you the majority would prefer to have a steady income. The GFTS could do more by providing small loans too.
These are people who are looking to build their own businesses. They are not looking for jobs. Majority of them, they will need maybe government support to expand their businesses. But most of these guys are not looking for loan and salary. That's what I can tell you. A lot of them have gone to work and they will come back because of how much they see on the street. There's a difference between how somebody who's an entrepreneur thinks and somebody who feeds on salary thinks. They are not the same. And an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter how little the business is, the psyche is the same. An employee, it doesn't matter how much the salary is, the psyche is the same. They look for comfort. They look for safety. Entrepreneur takes risk. And most of these guys on the street, they take risk. All right. So if there's any help, and which I agree, is maybe the government can give them loans to support and to expand their businesses. But they are not looking for job. That's what I can tell you. Majority of them, you can't control them.
Exactly.
No, but satisfaction is not just in money. Some of them would want to have their own say. And in Ghana, if you don't know, there is this spirit of ownership in Ghana. I'm telling you, where people want to own. They want to own their houses, they want to own their cars, they want to own their businesses. So when they work with you, They are still looking at how can I build my business.
Exactly.
Don't forget that.
Exactly.
But if you go to,
this is also what I've seen, that the Ghanaian, they are entrepreneurs. You know, they want to do something. They really want to do something to grow. So this is what I've seen, that they are ready to go. They are ready to go. So you're right. Okay, okay, guys and girls, we have been now 2 hours with Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko. It was really a good live. I really liked it, and the next time we will go further, but we will go a level higher, right? So everyone, if you have some questions, because I think everyone have heard it, and for the next show, we will ask more, and we will bring it to a level that everyone will really like. So subscribe, like, and turn on all the notifications, and go follow Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko. This guy, as you know, he have heard, he knows what he's talking about. He knows exactly what he's talking about, and he can teach every diaspora a lot. Just go and ask him his questions. So, Mr. KWABENA Obeng Darko, thank you for being over here. And do you have one more thing to say to everyone?
Yes. So I want to say thank you very much for the opportunity to talk with your team, with your people. And it's an honor that Africa is for all of us, that we all must own. The responsibility is on us to build our continent, you know, so that others will not be the ones in charge of our prosperity. So those of us on the continent, those of us spread everywhere, it's our responsibility. Even if you don't want to live here, no problem. But the prosperity, we can all own it, and it starts with a conversation. Maybe 20 years back, we could not have this conversation. Now we are talking. We are getting to know ourselves. Those who want to create businesses is open. When you come and you meet frustrations are everywhere. We are all building together, you know, and we need people to create opportunities for everybody, you know. So the man is saying that, are you serious that the average Ghanaian prefer to sell things than to have a job with benefits? What job with benefits? This is Western kind of thinking that we are talking. We are not looking for work with benefits. We want to create wealth. The man, Muchiti, you know, job with benefit. I mean, I don't know. Then the last part 4. We are not looking for job with benefit. That's a fact. Majority of our people would want to own cocoa farms and houses and businesses. Okay, yeah. Jobs, no problem. It's a starting point, and it's okay if they want to have job. But majority of them, I bet you, I know what I'm talking about. We employ guests. Okay, once they come, they are looking for, how do I start mine? They're not looking there to work with you forever. That's a fact. Okay, you get maybe 30% of them would want to work with you, but majority of them are looking to better their lives and to own and to control. This is how Ghanaians and Africa all over. Go to Nigeria and see, it's the same. They want to control. So this idea of job with benefits, maybe if they have a lot of education, they will think like the West. But if they don't have a lot of education, they're looking at ownership. Okay, my grandfather never went to school. He was never in school. He was a transporter. He owned his own truck. He had his own orange farm, cocoa farm, sheep, goat. In his 90s, when he was old, he had stock sand on his land. That when he got old, he was selling the sand that we used to build, He was selling it to people to take care of himself. He never went to school. He never died poor. And yet we have a lot of highly educated people who die poor. The wealth creation in our culture is different. The only thing that came to destroy it is the Western kind of education. Okay? That's why when you go to a lot of our villages, you see big buildings built by cocoa farmers, our forebears, grandparents. A lot of them go to a lot of our villages, especially when you come to the Asante area. Big houses everywhere. They never work for the government. They didn't steal money to build those things. They did not work with benefit. They built their own cocoa farm. Big, huge. They were wealthy. They controlled their wealth. And I think that's what we have to do. The school is good with the English and with the maths and with the reading. No problem with that. But to create wealth because you have gone to school, no. And that's why majority of people, once they get the big government position, they lose their values. That's why the corruption is high, because they don't know how to make money. All right? Because when you go to school, they don't teach you how to make money. But when you go down, they create their own wealth. They don't steal. All right? And this is what most of the guys on the street, this is how they think. They think ownership. And that's why we have to let a lot of our people know. And they work hard. Go to a lot of our market and see the market women there, they control millions. If you want $500,000, they will give it to you the next day. $1 million, they will give it to you. They cannot even write your name. All right. Yeah. So, and yet, go to the one with the lawyer, doctor. He has nothing.
Exactly.
Because
money. You know what I've seen is it needs, like the works with benefit. I don't think that the same system applies to Ghana, because why? Like when I was over there, I got some food poisoning, you know? So I went to the hospital, a really nice hospital, looks really clean, nice, everything. I thought that when the bill would come, that it will cost like $300, $400, those kind of things. But when the bill came, it was 101 CD. For good service, within 2 hours, I was feeling great again and leaving the hospital. So I think that it's not the same system. So all the benefits and all those kind of things that you can get over here, you don't need them over there. This is what I believe, you know?
But in that, benefits and all those things, they are coming to an end.
Exactly.
Don't you see that a lot of things are coming to an end?
Exactly.
You think that the government is borrowing all those monies, eventually they will collapse. It will crash.
Yeah, it will crash.
Most people will not this benefit on themselves, because why? It's coming down. It was not designed to work forever. So people must be responsible of their own wealth.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know? And that's how we think like that. And if every guy is working, how many people even sell on the street? If you look at the youth, how many sell on the street? We have millions of youth. How many on the street? Very few. The rest are working somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, but we would want to describe our people with that, and that is so much far from the truth. You know, so they need help. If you want to help them, give them more capital to start their business. The other day, I picked one guy. I gave him money to say that go and expand your business. He sells on the street, and I gave him that go and do something. Go and create another thing. Put it there. So between the hot hours, you can go and stand at your shop, and then maybe when it's in the evening, you can come on and stand on the street. I don't think that what he's doing is wrong. I don't think so. If he gets right information, he can build wealth from there with the little school that he has. And there are so many of them who have done that. Or even the tractor driver. If he has good information on money, he'll be able to build. I have a friend. I have a boy who is a barber. He's farming cocoa out of his barbering business. He's building cocoa farm. And yet there are lawyers who have nothing. When it comes to money, it has nothing to do with salary and certificates. It has a lot to do with what you know about money and how you apply them. Long-term wealth has nothing to do with certificates. It has everything to do with what you know about money and what you're working towards them. And that's what the educated people in Africa, all over the world, don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, guys and girls. It's now time. Me and KWABENA OBENG DARKO, we can speak for hours, like, but we will do it the next live stream. So, guys and girls, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. And if you did not like this video. Like this video and turn on all the notifications. Guys and girls, I see you guys in the video of tomorrow. My thoughts on everything, and KWABENA OBENG DARKO out.